The books that built America. Nations are not built only by armies and leaders. They are built by ideas. In America, some of the most powerful ideas came from books and pamphlets that lit the fire of independence, guided the writing of our Constitution, and shaped our democracy for generations. These are the books that built America. Montesquieu, The Spirit of the Laws, 1748. Our story begins in Europe, decades before the American Revolution. In 1748, the French philosopher Montesquieu published The Spirit of the Laws. In it, he warned of the dangers of unchecked authority, writing, "Every man invested with power is apt to abuse it. To prevent this, it is necessary that power should be a check to power." His vision of divided government, legislative, executive, and judicial, would become the cornerstone of the American Constitution. John Dickinson, Letters from a Farmer in Pennsylvania, 1767 to 1768. When the British Parliament imposed new taxes on the colonies, lawyer John Dickinson responded with a series of essays known as Letters from a Farmer in Pennsylvania. He declared, "If once they are admitted, the Americans are slaves." Dickinson's calm but forceful words spread through the colonies, uniting ordinary farmers, merchants, and laborers in resistance to British rule. Thomas Paine, Common Sense, 1776. In the winter of 1776, Thomas Paine lit the fire of independence. His pamphlet, Common Sense, sold by the tens of thousands, reaching taverns, kitchens, and farms across the colonies. Paine's words were bold. The cause of America is in a great measure the cause of all mankind. He also celebrated the colonies as a place of diversity, writing that America had become an asylum for the persecuted lovers of civil and religious liberty from every part of Europe. In Paine's vision, the strength of the new nation lay in its mixture of peoples united by freedom. The Federalist Papers, Hamilton, Madison, J., 1787 to 1788. After independence, the young nation faced another battle, whether the new Constitution would be ratified. To persuade the people, Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, and John Jay wrote the Federalist Papers. In Federalist 51, Madison wrote, "If men were angels, no government would be necessary." These essays explained the principles of federalism, checks and balances, and the need for a strong but limited government. They also acknowledged a central challenge: how to build a single nation from 13 diverse states, each with different interests and cultures. The answer, they believed, was a structure strong enough to govern, but flexible enough to hold many voices together. James Madison, Notes of Debates in the Federal Convention of 1787. During that same summer in Philadelphia, James Madison kept a secret journal. His Notes of Debates in the Federal Convention recorded the struggles and compromises that shaped the Constitution. Madison wrote of the deep divide between North and South, noting, "The real difference of interest lay, not between large and small states, but between the northern and southern states." His notes reveal that diversity was not only cultural or religious, but also economic and regional. Differences that could divide the nation if not carefully balanced. The Constitution that emerged was imperfect, but it was built to manage difference through compromise and debate. Alexis de Tocqueville, Democracy in America, 1835-1840. Half a century later, a young Frenchman named Alexis de Tocqueville traveled across the United States. His book Democracy in America captured both the promise and the dangers of the new republic. He observed, "The greatness of America lies not in being more enlightened than any other nation, but rather in her ability to repair her faults." Tocqueville paid close attention to the diversity of American life, the coexistence of immigrants, native peoples, free citizens, and enslaved people. He warned that America's future would depend on whether it could reconcile these differences with its democratic ideals. John Stuart Mill, On Liberty, 1859. From across the Atlantic, British philosopher John Stuart Mill added another voice. In On Liberty, Mill defended the rights of individuals against the tyranny of the majority. He argued that genuine justice requires equality of treatment. His message resonated deeply in a society as diverse as America's, a society where freedom meant protecting not just the majority, but also the minority, the outsider, and the dissenter. Harriet Beecher Stowe, Uncle Tom's Cabin, 1852. And finally, in the years before the Civil War, Harriet Beecher Stowe gave America a story it could not ignore. Uncle Tom's Cabin told the human tragedy of slavery, declaring simply, "They are men and brethren." Her novel forced Americans to confront the truth that their nation was divided between freedom and bondage, and that diversity meant nothing without justice. When Stowe later met Abraham Lincoln, he is said to have called her the little lady who started this great war. These books are more than words on paper. They are the foundation stones of American democracy, freedom, and justice. They remind us that diversity has always been America's challenge and also its strength. To read them is to hear the voices of those who dreamed, argued, and fought for the nation we live in today. These are the books that built America. Thanks for watching Hot LZ. If you value open discussion and real American voices, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. And join the conversation at hotlz.com.